You're watching Ag News by Cary Sims. The biggest mistakes happening right now. In last week's column, we talked about why planting strictly by the calendar can get you into trouble. This week, let's take it a step further. Right now, early April, is when a lot of good intentions turn into decisions that cause problems later in the season. And the frustrating part is, most of these mistakes don't show up immediately. They show up when it's hot, dry, and a lot harder to fix. Here are a few of the most common ones. One of the biggest mistakes I see this time of year is fertilizing without a plan. Soil testing, though not perfect, will get you so much closer to an accurate application of the correct blend. With fertilizer prices where they are, guessing gets expensive. Basing your fertility plan upon what your neighbor is doing or what you've heard at the store is a poor approach. Applying any nutrients, especially nitrogen, without knowing where your soil is deficient leads to outcomes just a little better than gambling at Las Vegas. Next, moisture matters just as much. Without rainfall or a plan to work around it, you'll get green up, but not real growth. Timing and conditions matter just as much as the product itself. In the garden, one of the biggest issues is working soil when it's too wet, or planting when it's too dry. Wet soil leads to compaction and poor root development. Dry soil can leave seeds struggling to germinate and get established. In both cases, the problem isn't effort, it's timing coupled with proper irrigation. Unlike hay producers, some gardeners can irrigate when the weather turns dry. And then there are weeds. What we see in pastures and landscapes now are many of the winter annuals that are wrapping up their growth cycle. Most of these should have been handled a few months ago, but as the warm season, summer, weeds start to germinate, this is the window to treat them when they're small and manageable. It's also the time when they're the easiest to ignore. No one gets too excited about goatweed, woolly croton, when they are just a couple of inches tall, but are frustrated at their pasture come late summer when they dominate pastures. Miss the window of treating annual weeds when they are young and easy to control, and you'll spend the rest of the summer trying to catch up. None of these decisions seem like a big deal in the moment. In fact, most of them feel productive. But they all have one thing in common. They're based on reacting to how things look instead of paying attention to actual conditions. And that's exactly what we talked about last week. The calendar might say it's time, the weather might feel right, but if the conditions aren't there, the results won't be either. And by the time that shows up, it's usually too late to do much about it. Cary Sims is the County Extension Agent for Agriculture and Natural Resources for Angelina County. His email address is cw-sims@tamu.edu. Educational programs of the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service are open to all people without regard to race, color, sex, disability, religion, age, national origin, genetic information, or veteran status. The Texas A&M University System, U.S. Department of Agriculture, and the County Commissioners Court of Texas cooperating.